Hey, Vector family, it's Luke Leasing again here at Vector Algorithmics. Today I am joined by a good friend and trader in our community, James, aka St. Patrick. How are you?
I'm doing great today. Thank you, Luke. How you been?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Amazing. Why don't
On
you
this
tell
Easter Tuesday.
it was Easter. Why don't you tell our listeners where the St. Patrick name came from?
Well, St. Patrick is somebody who I admire greatly, and I'm an Irish guy too, so that helps a lot. So, been to the old country where my great grandfather came from, and just really into my faith, and I really admire St. Patrick as what he did in his life. So, thank you for asking that.
That's amazing. Oftentimes I actually don't like to take these conversations down these route. Not necessarily because I'm uncomfortable, but normally most people aren't open to talking about their faith. But we did speak off camera about how you are open to it. I know it's not really trading related, but just so listeners can kind of get to know you personally a little bit better, because I'm a brother in Christ, just like yourself, right? My
Thank you.
faith is like my whole identity, right? It's what I do first thing in the morning. I'm praying, I'm reading, I'm faith, right? That's my entire life. Business and everything else comes second to me. For you in your faith, um, how has that impacted you in your life and even what you do in your work and in your career?
Well, I think I look at it as, doing everything with a full heart, always disciplined. I think disciplined is a word that I think sometimes is underused or misinterpreted, where discipline is something you do for yourself. It's not something you do to others, right? So discipline in your faith means doing what you said earlier, getting up in the morning, sort of like I do, and getting on my knees, thanking God for the day of life. Each beat of the heart is a thank you to God for being alive, and I think that's a discipline, right? That's a discipline in faith and in how we live our lives. So that's really important to me, and that's how I kind of present myself as more of a kind of a conservative in my attributes and how I do things. But I spent a couple of I've spent a couple of years, to be quite honest with you, going over Facebook ads, looking for different companies to work with, and I'm in the sales kind of world, so I've heard everything and then some from my years of doing this. But I got with Steve, one of your reps, and he stuck with me for, wow, I'd say 6 months plus, answered all my questions, really was what I would say one of the most disciplined guys, and not salesy or pushy, but helped me to sort of understand. So I'm so happy where I am now, being part of the Vector Algo team, and being with you. And that's how I feel about it. I feel like I'm with an unbelievable team with Mama Ray and Daniel and Liam, and I just feel like that we're all in it together. And I didn't feel that with anybody else that I sort of worked with in the past, and I wanted to kind of thank you for that.
Yeah, no, thank you for your kind words. Even from Steve. Steve is someone that's been with us since pretty much day one.
Yeah,
And he's been solid. He's been great to work with. He knows his stuff, and more importantly, before a sales rep, he's a trader. So he understands the game. He knows how to relate to people when it comes to trading emotions and psychology. So Steve is great. And the rest of the team, I know you work very closely with one of our admins, Mama Marie, in Discord.
yeah, yes,
Yeah, so
yeah.
so I guess just on that topic, how's the experience been like working with Vector from a customer support standpoint?
So part of my life in my regular company was I worked in customer service as a manager for years. So I know the customer service aspect of life, right? And I would say Mama Ray, and the team personifies what it means to be customer service focused and centric. And it's just incredibly hopeful, powerful, and they want you to succeed. They're there to answer all the questions. And I find it unbelievably refreshing in this day and age. I really do.
That's amazing. And more importantly, we were also talking off camera about some of the results that you have. So why don't we talk about that really quickly? So you joined us, I want to say 3 months ago, is that right?
Yeah, it
About
will be 3 months, and next month will be 3 months. Yes, the beginning of May will be 3 months. That's correct. Yep.
nice. So 3 months, about 3 months in, let's call it 2.5 months in, fully funded on 20 funded accounts, right?
20 funded accounts. Yes. Yep.
Amazing. And so far, just in profits, you made just give or take around 10 grand. Is that right?
Yes, one $500 payout, but yes, getting there. Yep. Yep.
Okay, got it. So one $500 payout, and then the net profit between the other accounts about 10 grand. Um,
Yeah.
to get there, did you have any other prior trading experience like before Vector or no?
I have traded myself. I do have some small accounts, and I did try day trading years and years ago. It wasn't working for me. It never has. So this has been a game changer as far as of stability and again discipline and outstanding performance. I think so far, as far as I'm concerned, yes. So to answer your question, yes, I've done a little bit of trading. Not great at it. So this has been incredibly helpful, wonderful, powerful.
Got it. I guess on what side would you say using Vector has helped you? Would you say it's on the technical trading side or more so on the emotion side? Because I know emotions is a big thing for traders, like the psychology aspect of it.
I think there's a little of both, right? Psychology and the human kind of condition that we're all under and hoping to strive to be great at what we're doing. But I think the technical part is something that I need to do some more focus on. I know Daniel had prepared some information for me, and I need to spend some time with that. But I think the emotional part of it is always something that it's there. I don't think you can get rid of it, but I think it really does help with the algorithmic part of it to kind of put that aside and just focus, right? So it won't all go away, but I think 90% of it might. So that's how I would look at it.
Awesome. I appreciate that. One last question for you. Um, what is one piece of advice you would give to a new trader that just wants to get started, whether they want to join Vector or do their own thing? One piece of advice for a new trader that wants to get started.
I think, again, I go back and I'm sorry to keep using the word, but it's discipline, right? It's everything in life revolves around, first of all, having a mission. Like I consider this my mission, right? So I call it mission paid in full. And that's kind of to help with my debt in life. But also, more importantly, paid in full is to repay back to others. So I would say, yes, it's great to put money in your pocket, but if you focus on really thinking if you can help others along this road, then you will have the discipline, and that's the discipline I think you need for not just this, but for life in general. And trading is part of life, so I think those everything kind of runs together.
Wow, I love that. That's actually the first time anyone here has ever said that. So discipline, but not discipline to feed your own pockets, but to help others. I love that. I love that.
Yes,
That's
100%.
beautiful. Thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate that a
Thank
lot.
you. Thank you too. Thank you. Have a great day.
All righty.